Welcome back to Small Town Big Mouse. This is Nikki, your resident bartender.
And this is Amber, your one and only, and we are back from Bali.
Baby.
Oh my God, what an amazing trip, guys.
I am so glad I got to share it with you, and I am so glad that you enjoyed it.
Yes, I did enjoy it. I mean, although going to 3 different places in 7 days, I would probably never do that again. Right. But yes, everything was amazing.
I wanted you to get the most that you could while we were there because I wanted you to see everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wish we could have stayed longer. Now knowing what we know, if we ever went back, we know what we would do and not do. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I think it would be good. I'll start off by saying, because, there's a lot of those day tours. So, now that you kind of know where everything's at, you're like, okay, maybe I will just do a day trip to Ubud. And because I feel like we wasted a lot of time driving in between because of the traffic. But I needed another beach day.
Yeah. And for people that don't know, the traffic in Bali is horrendous.
There's no stoplights, guys. Yeah. They're just we honk at people here. Well, that's because we're pissed off when we're like, get the fuck out of the way. Right. Well, in Bali, it's a courtesy. You're going around a corner, beep, beep. It's hilarious. It's so hilarious.
It is. And I feel like it's because the infrastructure in Bali was not ready for the amount of tourism that they get. And when Amber and I went, it was literally low season. So it's not as busy as high season, which is summertime.
Oh, I couldn't even imagine having to deal with the traffic there then. And one night we were coming back from, I don't know, somewhere with our driver, Kodik, and the road to our villa was closed. Yeah. And he even living there was like, I don't know what to do to get you back to your villa.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
Yeah, there was some ceremony going on or something that they closed off the streets for.
So you're like, so what if you had to pick up your kids? My mind goes everywhere else. What if, someone's dying or something, you know what I mean? Something's going on and you just blocked off the road? I don't know. For me, that's really hard to understand.
Well, okay, someone's dying. How many ambulances did we see?
1.
Exactly. I mean...
And let's talk about that. Let's talk about how the police have their sirens on behind you and nobody fucking pulls over.
Yeah. The government there is corrupt, though, and that's why I feel like they don't. And that's kind of what I feel like Kodik was trying to tell us. And now that I've done a little more research on it, I feel like that's probably why people don't pull over for them.
They're corrupt.
Yeah, the ambulances, they're more apt to pull over for because someone's hurt or injured, whatever, dying, whatever, like you said. But the police, they don't give a shit about the police.
Well, fuck, I was about to call the ambulance for my eyes that were so swollen.
Why were your eyes swollen, Amber?
I think it's because we were getting massages every day.
Amber and I got massages every day.
Yeah, and day 3, my body was like, bitch, that's enough. Your body can't get rid of all these toxins so quickly. Yeah. You have too much.
Yes.
You must come back.
Yes. Her eyes, she looked like she was in the movie Rocky. She needed to be cut. She needed slits over her eyes so she could.
And underneath. It was horrible.
Yeah.
So horrible. And I didn't know if it was because I got bit on my arm by something. I didn't know if it was something I ate. But I do now looking back. I'm like, I think it's just from the massages.
Yeah. I think people like the one post. I think people get scared because there is a lot of things, you can get dengue fever. You can get Bali belly. You can get this. You can get that. You can, there's so many things. You're in a foreign country that you're not supposed to drink the water. Did I get water in my mouth? You know what I mean? There's so many worries that when something like that happens, that was the first thing is oh my God, what's wrong here?
Well, no, for sure. Because even showering, right? I usually rinse my mouth out and, with the shower. And so I caught myself one of the first days, ooh, ooh, ooh.
And the water doesn't taste bad. It's just not good for you.
It's not filtered we have here.
Right.
So, but I will say the food was absolutely amazing.
Every place we went, except for
the most expensive dinner we had.
The most expensive dinner was the most disappointing. And that's so sad.
It is. We paid for the experience. Merlin's Magic was a 3-course or 7-course meal. We opted for the 3-course. So that way we can have our cards read to us. And what happens is the cards that get laid out actually have numbers that coincide with the menu. So it's basically picking your menu for you. You do not have to do the numbers. I only did
It's cool though.
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah. I did do my starter one. That was fine. But I did pick something else. But again, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I mean, their drinks were okay.
Yeah, the drinks were okay.
But
the service wasn't great.
It was so weird.
Yeah, it was slow. I felt like they were coming over to us at times when they didn't need to be there, but then when we needed them, they weren't there.
Another thing was it was kind of loud in there. And so when the servers would come over and try to talk to you, you're like, huh?
Yeah.
And they have an accent.
Yeah.
So it's even harder.
Yeah.
But
you're quiet and you have an accent. So now what the fuck?
Speak up.
Yeah.
No. And then I had to send my steak back because it was still too pink. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. It was a little disappointing for how much it was.
And again, it wasn't very expensive.
Right.
For what we would be used to for what we got. I mean, that would be an easy $400 dinner.
Oh, of course.
If not more. And I think it was like $125 for the two of us.
It was like, it was a whole magic, like, not a show, but like, there was like this cool thing downstairs and like you looked up something in the book and then there was like this catalog that you pulled out a card and then it was just like a crazy experience altogether. There were these beautiful glass stairs that we went up that led us to the dining room. The dining room had beautiful flowers hanging everywhere. It was pretty, but the food and the service just were not worth the price of admission. And by all means, we were okay with it because, again, in the States, we would have paid, like Amber said, definitely $200 each. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with 2 drinks each.
Exactly.
So that kind of sucked. And that was the only night, if you think back to all, I mean, we ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We ate good. So if you think about it, that is the only time that I felt like I ate too much.
Yeah.
It was heavy on my stomach.
Yeah. That's the thing. We talked about this while we were in Bali. A lot when you go to Bali, and actually even a lot of the countries that I've been to, I eat more when I'm on vacation. And I don't know if it's just because I'm on vacation, but I actually think it's because the food there is not, there's not as many preservatives.
It's organic.
Yeah, it's more organic. It's, it's an island. So they're not really like bringing stuff in. I don't think. I think a lot of the things are raised there. And I think the things that are expensive are things that are not raised there. Like candy and stuff. Didn't we go somewhere and like we saw the prices, like Kit Kats were like crazy expensive.
Right.
Because
in the shopping mall.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, the food at every place we went, the breakfast, everything was amazing. You could go to Ubud and be a vegetarian very easily. And like the food there were so many restaurants. There are better restaurants than Merlin's Magic. We just picked that place because it looked Instagrammable and like cool pictures to be taken. And we thought it was going to be, good.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't good. It just wasn't great. It wasn't, as we expected it to be because everything else we had been so good.
Because we're trying to be Instagram influencers, guys.
Right? We're trying to be popular. Okay. So let's talk about my friend, our driver.
Kotick.
Yeah. So Kotick and I have stayed in contact since my last trip to Bali, which was, I think, 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. And so now Amber got to meet him. And he was there waiting for us when we got off the plane. This man sends me birthday messages and Christmas messages every year. So he was there waiting for us when we got off the plane. He took us to get our money changed in.
Yes.
And I think that was Amber's first experience of like, this is how this gentleman is going to be. He didn't just hit like, here's a place to go change your money in. No, he fucking got out of the car, came inside, counted the money 3 times for us, made sure we had the exact amount we were supposed to have. My money had like holes in it, which in Bali, if your money has like a tear, a rip, a fucking hole, like anything, they're not taking it.
And again, it's like Monopoly money.
Yeah, it looks crazy. The money looks crazy. And did you notice how it was the bigger denomination was a bigger size bill?
Yes.
And the smaller the bills were, the denomination, the smaller the bill was. I always thought that was crazy because in the United States, all our bills are the same size.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool. But he did all that and then, took us and dropped us off at our first location, picked us up from every location, put our luggage in, took our luggage out, like
brought it upstairs, brought it downstairs for me.
At the first place because
oh my God, I thought I was going to die, guys.
We'll post some pictures because I have a really good picture of the stairs. And every time I show people, I'm like, oh, here's our first place where we stayed. They're like,
Where's the handrail?
Yeah.
Where's the handrail? It was on the wrong side.
The handrail, and then like, the last day I came up to see you in your room, I literally climbed up it like a primate. Like,
yes.
I had my hands on the steps and my feet, and I was climbing up like a dog or a cat or an ape or something because, fuck, dude, it was fucking steep and there was no fucking hand. The handrail was on the side where the wall was. The other side had literally nothing.
It was like here, go ahead, kill yourself.
Yeah.
And the workers, the housekeeping, they just run up the stairs, run back down, like not a big deal.
They are obviously used to it. We are not.
Sanctuary Villas in Ubud was beautiful. Beautiful. However, we did have an issue.
Yes.
What was that issue, Nikki?
Every time Amber took a shower, my room, the ceiling leaked. Yes. And the first night it was really bad, like puddles, like really bad. And I called and made a little complaint. And, I understand. We're in a foreign country. Like,
shit happens.
Like, shit happens. Like, I get it. I felt like they should have known because it wasn't just like you taking a shower. Like, anyone that had taken a shower, probably it would have been leaking up there.
Right.
I went and looked at her shower. There was nothing crazy about it. You know what I mean? The showers were crazy though. Like my shower in my room, there was no door. Like you stood on rocks. Yeah, you stood on rocks and the shower head was above you and like the whole bathroom floor got wet. It was crazy.
Mine had a door though. It was like a regular. Have a door, huh? Yeah, I mean, but the angle of it is kind of weird, because you like step in and you're like in the shower and then it's long ways, but the shower head's in the middle. So it's like if you face the shower head the way you would normally face it, you would be hitting the door. So you had to turn. You had to angle
yourself correctly. Yeah.
So, but they did come right away.
They came and fixed it. They came and dried it up first. The girl came and dried it right up, and then the next day they had someone come out and fix it. And it seemed like it was going to be fine, and then
I showered again. Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, that second shower, here comes the water dripping down. Not like it was before, but
it was in a rainforest.
Yeah, still, yeah, we were in a rainforest, yeah. And still, it was, but I did leave a review on booking.com. Haven't heard back, haven't anything. But the final day, I think was the final straw, is like, they tried to compensate with like, oh, we'll give you a massage. And I'm like, okay, first of all, there's two of us, so one massage isn't going to be adequate. Second of all, I can walk anywhere on this fucking street and get a massage for $12 American, including a tip.
Yeah, with a tip.
Right. So you're giving me what? A massage? Like, what's that worth? $5 here? Like, no, that's not cool. The room was not cheap. It wasn't the most expensive room in Ubud. It wasn't the cheapest room in Ubud. But it was, middle end, nice place. It had a pool out of our front door, and our back door had this really beautiful, like, jacuzzi. I guess I wouldn't even call it a jacuzzi. It was a soaking tub.
Yeah, it was more like a soaking tub.
But it was beautiful. It had flowers in it when we first got there. By day 2, they're like, bitch, we're taking your flowers away. Flowers gone.
It's okay because we tried to, like, get in it the first night. We're like, oh, that'll be nice. And we came back and, like, turned it on, and the water didn't stay hot. The water didn't stay hot. So
it was, okay. I mean, it was cool because it was warm outside, so it wasn't terrible, but like,
I think in our minds we're like a jacuzzi soak, like hot ass water.
Jets on my back.
Yes,
that was not the same.
That was not the same.
It was not the same. But it was very pretty. It had a kitchen, it had a living room, it had 3 bedrooms. I mean, it was a nice place. Amber had her own bathroom, I had my own bathroom, and then it was walking distance to everything that we really wanted to go to. Ubud has a lot of things in it for people to do. That's where all the adventure stuff is. We went rafting there. We went ATV riding there. We made jewelry there. Are you wearing your ring?
I am.
You are? Cute. Okay. Mine's on my jewelry stand. So we did a lot of things there that were just like, that's like the most adventure spot, I think, where the most things happen because it's in the jungle area. Everything else is like by the beach or whatever. And there are other adventures to be had, but the most adventuresome place is going to be Ubud. So we left there and went to a town called Simonyak, and we were right on the beach. And because Simonyak is far from Ubud, Kotick dropped us off, and we had to say bye to Kotick for the next 2 days. He wasn't going to be our driver anymore. Yeah. And so he said, "You ride Go-Jek. You ride Go-Jek." And we're like, I don't know about that.
Nikki's like, oh.
So the Go-Jek is an app on your phone, and they have taxis too, but it's a moped that basically comes and picks you up, and you ride on the back of this moped. And after watching these fucking people in the traffic, I'm like, I ain't riding on no fucking moped, dude.
I know. I think Ubud would have been better because we did have that day where we walked, and it was freaking hot as fuck.
We should have tried it that day.
But I think both of us were kind of like, I don't know. I'm not trying to die right away.
Well, because also let's explain.
And it's only like 60 cents.
Yeah, but also let's explain that nobody has insurance there.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we had travel insurance.
We had traveler's insurance, yes. But so Kotick was explaining to us that unless you buy your car brand new, you don't have insurance on a used car. You just don't get it. They don't even offer it, is how he made it sound.
Right.
So I don't know what these moped drivers have, if they have insurance. I'm guessing they have to have something to be a Go-Jek driver, like Uber, but I don't know. You know what I mean? It's a different country. I have no idea.
It's just a platform that people use.
Right.
Because they use them offline where you can't do that here.
Right.
You would get in major trouble. And in Bali, little Go-Jek drivers, they'll pull over and be like, basically pay them cash. They tried to take advantage of us because, of course, they're like, oh, we know on the app it's only $1, less than $1.
Right.
But hey, we'll go ahead and get $6 from you.
Right.
Which I didn't really care.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just for the simple fact that it's whatever. It's easy. We're not waiting on the app because there's way more offline than there is online.
Yes. They're just parked everywhere.
And sometimes me and Nikki shared a scooter.
Yeah, we did share a scooter. That was fun. That was a fun ride. That was in Simonyak. That was a good time though. Whatever.
It was. And that's where we got our shopping done. Hey.
But then every moped I rode after that, I kept thinking, how did we fucking both fit on that one with that? It was 3 of us, the driver and us. So the whole time, every ride after that, I was just like, how did we all fit on that one? Because I felt like there was barely any room for me and my driver on the ones after that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So how did we all fit on one? That was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I would definitely do Go-Jeks. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. It was super fun.
Yeah, and Nikki and I both came back with 4 purses each, I think.
I think you came back with more, ma'am.
I have 4.
You do?
1.
But you bought more because you gave some out as gifts.
I only gave 1 out as a gift.
Oh, okay. Did you not give one to your daughters?
Oh, yeah, those bags.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
I forgot about those bags.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those were still luxury bags. I mean,
yeah.
They were brand names. So that's the crazy thing is we went to, it was in Simonyak. The place where we stayed, the Chan's, beautiful, on the beach. Mm-hmm. We had the very first villa with the pool that it overlooked the beach. The people there that worked there were so accommodating. This lady brought us our breakfast every day. I cannot remember her name. I'll have to look it up. Anik. She brought us our breakfast every day, a floating breakfast in the pool. That was a whole nother fucking fiasco because even though it's hot outside, getting in that pool was I have a video of us, Amber's trying to get in first and she's gets in. She's like, woo, this is the part they don't talk about is getting in the pool. Because by then our breakfast had floated to the other side of the pool. So the only way to get our breakfast was to get in the pool.
Yeah.
So Amber got in, she fucking reeled it over and we sat on the step and, we took some pictures, whatever. And then we're sitting there eating our breakfast. The food was delicious. And again, so good. But what was I saying? Oh, in Simonyak. So they have, when you stay at the Chan's, they have a shuttle that will take you anywhere in the Simonyak area until 4 p.m. So they dropped us off at the mall. And so we walked in this place that I had shopped before. It's stalls, vendors just set up outside of this mall area. And so we walked through there and we bought some purses from this one dude. And I'm just going to say, I'm not ashamed, whatever.
Yeah, these are knockoffs.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, okay?
Hey, I got some Louis Vuitton glasses for I think $10.
I think I bought a pair of Oakleys and a pair of Yves Saint Laurent, and they were $7 each, I think is what I figured it out to be.
I wish I would have done more sunglasses.
Me too.
Because those are little and we could have gotten those back.
I know. What a bummer, dude.
I know. I think we got to go back.
I know. We definitely need to go back. And I think our new plan is just to go back with one carry-on of stuff and then take an empty suitcase because people, let me tell you, I bought a Louis Vuitton, an Hermes, and an Yves Saint Laurent. I paid $93 for these 3 purses, and they are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Hermes.
The Hermes one is pretty. Yeah, it's orange. So.
And it's good quality.
It is good quality.
I wouldn't know. I'm like,
no.
I need to go look at the ones I have and be like, what's different compared to the real ones?
I don't own an Hermes purse or a Yves Saint Laurent, so I don't even know. I couldn't tell you what the difference is. Yeah. And the only Louis I owned, I gave to someone, and it was a knockoff, but it was a nice knockoff. Like, I paid $300 for it.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck, we could have, if we were smart, we could have paid for the whole damn trip by bringing purses back.
And that's exactly what we're going to do for our next trip. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah. We're not giving you the same deal. You know, there's the flight charge.
Yeah. Flight charges, hotel charges. You know, we got to charge you.
Yeah.
So, we did that. We went shopping, bought all that stuff. That was great. We could have brought sunglasses back and sold that shit. Mm-hmm. I got a pair of Oakleys and a pair of Yves Saint Laurent. What kind of sunglasses did you get?
Louis.
Yeah. Did you just buy one pair of sunglasses?
I only got one pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, see, I bought two.
Which I wish I would have bought. Because they're like, you know... They're nice, but they're, you know, for that price, they're throwaways.
Exactly. That's what I thought about. But
I'm like, now I only have one good pair.
Yeah, like... exactly. So, we loved the people at the Chan's. That hotel, villa was nice.
We even had, in that villa, we even had massages.
Yes,
they came into the villa. They came to
our villa and laid us on the floor.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I think they thought they were going to give us our massages outside, but it was way too hot to be outside getting massaged.
Yeah.
Because they have to cover you up. You're naked. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm just, like, not trying to be covered up outside with the sun beating down on me. And then I was thinking about those poor girls, like, massaging us in the heat like that. But they brought, like, a big pad with, like, a hole in it for your face. But let me ask you, because I never said anything. Dude, I was getting claustrophobic because I was like breathing the fucking, like, my face was smashed into the fucking floor.
Did she not put a towel?
No. But then after I kept lifting my head up, she finally shoved a pillow like underneath one corner of it to like lift it up a little bit and ventilate it. I was like, fuck, thank God, because I'm about to pass out here, bitch. Fuck.
No, mine did. Mine was lifted up a little bit, but I was like, oh, this stinks.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I mean, the massage was... You know,
that one was decent.
That one was decent. My favorite one was the very first night we got into Ubud. So
Is that lady, because we really needed it?
No, because that lady was.
No,
she was nice. Like, her massage was nice. I felt like the massages after that were like, "Ow, you're hurting me a little bit." But don't get me wrong, I still fucking enjoyed them. Okay,
yeah. Pain is pleasure.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, we got an hour foot massage, an hour body massage, and then we got fucking a body scrub down for like $25.
Yeah. And we showered and went back home to our villa and went to sleep. I slept like a baby that night.
Oh, I slept good every night that I was there.
Yeah,
actually.
Yes.
What's even weirder is that I had no pain in my neck while I was there.
That's so crazy.
And then I come home and I'm jacked, fucking stomach's jacked.
Right. Something in the... I want to say something in the water there, but no, don't drink the water.
I didn't drink the water.
And then our third place we went to was Uluwatu, which I had never been to. I had been to the first two places, and Kodik came and picked us up and drove us to Uluwatu. And this poor man, let me tell you something. He dropped us off in Uluwatu and then drove home to Ubud. And I think he said
3 hours.
No, that was from Simonyak. I think it took him 5 hours to drive home from Uluwatu.
And we even gave him the option to stay with us.
Yeah, we had a 3-bedroom suite. We had a 3-bedroom at the first place. The second place was 2 bedrooms. The third place was 3 bedrooms. And the bedrooms were like all separate like entities. Like each one was its own little villa, which was really cool. The bathroom was like straight. It was outside. You showered like outside.
It was not that bad, even with the humidity.
Yeah, it was not that bad. Except I told Amber this. I'm blind, guys. And the very first night, I'm taking my shower and I'm washing my hair and I fucking turn around and I look up and I swear to God, I thought it was like a lizard tail because there's geckos everywhere. And I'm like, oh, let me scare this motherfucker away. So I cut my hands and like I get the water filled and I'm like splashing up there. And I'm like, oh, am I missing it? So I keep doing it. Well, no. Then I'm like, no, I'm hitting it. The next day I look, it was like a wire or something. Fucking, I was like, you are so stupid.
Hey, what happened to Nikki? She got electrocuted in the outside shower.
Oh, and the first night we're there, we went out and did whatever. I couldn't even remember what we did. We went to dinner, did something, whatever. We come back. The lights are on in the villa. As soon as we turned the lights off, this fucking like, this like crazy fucking noise was happening, okay?
I think it was like a huge toad.
And no, it's a gecko, dude. Someone told me later they go, oh, did you hear the geckos? And I'm like, what? And they made the noise. I was like, oh my God, that's what it was. This whole time we thought it was like a big fucking toad or something. Yeah. So I'm laying in bed hearing this noise and I'm texting Amber over in her fucking little villa. And I'm like, hey, do you hear that noise? She's like, yeah, I hear it. I'm like, what is that? She's like, I don't know. Go to bed. But it didn't happen till as soon as I turned the lights off. So someone told me that that's what it is. When it's dark, they start making that noise.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, none of that stuff scares me.
It didn't scare me, but I was just like,
the ants scared me more than anything. Those little fuckers got me good.
There was some big ants. And then how about there was the hugest fucking snail I've ever seen in my life.
It looked like a seashell.
Yeah, and it had a seashell on its back.
That was like escargot.
Yeah, dude, that thing was ginormous. So that place, if I had to go back again, Ubud is my favorite. But I would really like to spend more time in Uluwatu. It's very like bohemian, very like Tulum-like. If you've ever been to Tulum, Mexico, like how Tulum used to be before it was very populated. But the thing with Uluwatu is it's getting that way. There was construction everywhere we went, it looked like.
Yeah, there was. You could tell it's more modern. But that was where we had the best freaking dinner.
Yes.
At El Cabron.
Yeah, El Cabron. And that day, was it that day or the day before? We had went to Melasti Beach and went to Tropical Temptations. It's an all-adult.
No, we did Tropical Temptation, then we did.
Okay.
El Cabron.
Yeah, I made the reservations while we were sitting there. Yeah. So Tropical Temptations is on Melasti Beach, and it's really a beautiful, like, blue beach, and it's an all-adult, like.
It's a pool party like place. You could go hang out there. So they had different sections. We chose, what did they call that? The Sunset Theater, where we
at El Cabron.
Yeah, El Cabron.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about the other place. Yeah. Tropical Temptations. But El Cabron is a beach club too.
Right, it's a beach club too. But yeah, Tropical Temptation. Even the day beds were like. They said 2.5 million rupias, which would have been $150, which includes your food and beverages. Yeah. Which, come on, people, when we go to Vegas, we pay way more than that. So,
yeah, we paid like $500 or $600 in Vegas, didn't we?
And that was a weekday.
Yeah,
it's more on the weekends. It's $1,500 minimum on the weekends.
Right.
So.
And they took care of us at this place. I felt like we never like needed for anything. They were on top of it. The food was excellent at that Tropical Temptations place. The drinks were super good. The beach was beautiful, although
no swimming.
Dude, the beach it's beautiful. You can walk out in the water, but let me tell you something. That break when it's like close to the beach, so when it breaks, it is like rough. It is rough. Amber and I tried to get in the water there, and then we had to hire a driver for the day, and so he drove us to another beach, and Amber and I were able to get in the water. But that water, which was also very beautiful, had a current like a mother trucker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We weren't even in it maybe 10 minutes, and it had already moved us like down the beach. It was crazy.
Definitely. You definitely wouldn't want your kids just like playing in the ocean over there.
Absolutely not. Maybe somewhere like in Sanur or somewhere that we weren't, maybe someplace else that we didn't go. I've had friends that have been to the other side of the island, Sanur, which is on the other side, or Nusa Dua, which is on the other side. I think it's a lot less current over there, the ocean.
Yeah.
So, but we didn't go over there. We didn't, we had 8 days. So I tried to make the most of the 8 days we had. Right. We did 4 days in Ubud, 2 days in Simonyak, and 2 days in Uluwatu. We got tattoos in Uluwatu at the Quiet Ink Studio. Those guys were awesome. I will say, and shout out to those guys because they were awesome, but our tattoos took a long ass time. But then we realized that it was because they specialize in fine lines there. So they were just going over and over and over again. But I will tell you, I don't know, Amber, like, did it hurt?
Fuck no, it tickled.
Yeah,
and he was like, it's going to hurt because it's on my ribs. And I heard that part hurt.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I was like, I want to laugh. I'm like, did you put like numbing cream? But they're so light-handed and they're fine line tattooed.
Yeah. Which is I think why it took so long.
That's why.
Yeah.
For sure.
But like literally I was on my stomach and he had my arm because mine's on my arm. I added to my passport stamps. I added a Bali stamp onto it and he was doing it and I fell asleep. I was drooling. If I can put my face up and he's like, "Oh, you sleeping?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sleeping." Let me wipe this drool off the side of my face. But the tattoo it's beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous and I love it. It is thinner than my other tattoos that are on my arm, but it's okay because they're all passport stamps and they're all going to look different anyway.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, we had an amazing trip.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I totally appreciate it. Glad that you were like, let's go.
Yeah. And I think any worry you had was thwarted off. Like Amber was a little concerned about the Bali belly.
Yeah, I did not want to get sick while I was there.
Yeah.
Because it takes like 24 to 48 hours. And only having 8 days there.
You don't want to ruin a day.
You do not want to ruin a day.
Yeah,
or what if it was a day you're checking out? You know what I mean? Like,
what if you had to get on a plane like that? Ugh.
Yeah, we hear stories about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we had a great time. Bali was wonderful to us. And we would love to return again.
People are amazing. I definitely so another question I've been asked since I've been back is did you feel like guys were always hitting on you? And I said, no, I didn't feel that way. I said I would feel safe going there as a woman.
Yeah.
I said, maybe if I made advances, of course somebody would be like, yeah, what's up? Although
the last guy, your last Go-Jek driver, I think he was in love with you. Amber was trying to figure out how she could stay in Bali, and one of the ways is getting married or having a child. And I'm pretty sure this man would have married her.
I think he was Australian.
Oh, the guy on the. I was talking about the Go-Jek driver that picked you up that waited while we were getting the tattoos.
Yeah, no,
you're talking about the Australian guy.
The Australian guy. We were going to the place on the beach to watch the sunset.
I can't think of the name of it. It was in Simonyak.
Yeah, so we were on the way there, and we both had our own drivers. Well, I don't know where the fuck Nikki went.
Because my driver was driving like a crazy person.
And so I'm like driving along, and this guy's like on another Go-Jek, and he was cute too. Well, he was cute, but
until he opened his mouth.
I was like, I can't understand you. And like, mind you, we're on the back of these scooters. And he's trying to talk to me. And then he was like, come back to my hotel. So when I said I couldn't understand him, that's what he said. So, and I just like laughed and shook my head. And then he's like still next to me. And he's like, I have big dick. I was like, oh my God. I forgot about that until just right now.
Yeah. But it was still like a ha-ha. It wasn't like, oh my God, I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. No. He was a drunken fool, had a beer, Bintang.
Yeah.
That's like their Corona for us.
And it was so crazy because like you said, everyone there was so nice. As soon as we got back to fucking Hong Kong, and it's like you immediately knew you were back in Hong Kong because people were rude. Mm-hmm. They were rude in the airport. They're rude on the plane. They're just, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying people in Hong Kong are rude. I'm just saying you knew you weren't in Bali anymore because the Indonesian people in Bali, the Balinese, are so kind, considerate, nice, helpful. Like
no rush to them whatsoever.
Yeah, we had to ask every time for our check every time we were done eating.
Yeah, I'm like, hello, you see we're done. Can we get our fucking shit?
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's because we're Americans and we're always in a hurry and we're greedy and we're all the other things.
Oh my God, I would fucking road rage. Oh my God, I would crash out.
Amber would be killing people.
I'd crash out if I lived there.
You would have to have a moped if you lived there, okay?
I'd probably run someone over. I'd be like bumper scooters.
Oh my God.
Meet.
Yeah, no.
But yes, Bali was amazing. I would definitely recommend it. Like I've tried to tell people since I've been back when they've asked, I'm like, honestly, I think that going to Hawaii, right? Like everyone's like, oh, I want to go to Hawaii. The first time I ever flew to Hawaii, I paid over $700 a ticket for me and the girls. So that plus hotels in Hawaii, plus eating out. Like, I feel like we could probably go to Bali way cheaper than.
I think you can. I feel like you could go to Bali way cheaper than you can go to a lot of places, even in the United States.
Right. I mean,
I
it's
spent more on
expensive to fly
trips.
there.
Yeah, the flight is expensive. You could probably catch it at, maybe a better price. I'm not sure. We did go during low season, so that's probably like the lowest it's going to get.
Yeah.
But the hotels, like, we stayed at nice places. We didn't have to stay at such nice places. Every place didn't have to have a pool. You know what I mean?
Right.
We had pools in all of our villas.
And we stayed at villas, not a hotel.
Yeah, exactly. You could stay at hotels. You could stay cheaper. You don't have to go out and eat at Merlin's Magic. You don't have to go to the New Moon and order every fucking seafood thing that's on the menu in fucking Gibberon. Like, okay? But we had a good time, and I spent less money than I thought I was going to spend there, even already having been there. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, I have no regrets. I would definitely go back. But again,
I brought money back for our next trip, which we'll be talking about soon.
I'm like, although I would like to see some other places in the world too. So
yes, absolutely.
I mean, we're already planning another trip.
Yes.
So
whoop whoop. Stay tuned.
Nikki's birthday bash.
Yeah. Hey, and Bobby Joe and you, it's kind of like a birthday for all of us. It's kind of, we're kind of all right there.
May, June.
Yeah. May, June babies. So we're planning a little trip to Mexico. So we'll see what happens.
Yes. Just a quick one.
That's all we have time for. And it's only a fucking, now it's only really 5 hours a flight compared to what was our flight? God. 15 hours to
Hong Kong.
15 hours to Hong Kong, and then 4.5 hours to Bali. So we spent almost 20 hours on a plane. We didn't even talk about the stay in Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing too. We had a great time.
Oh my God, yes. The transportation there is so freaking clean. I mean, everywhere in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Like you did see like piles of trash, but that was like their trash pickup.
Yeah, I think
it was clean.
Yeah.
It was not just like trash thrown. It was like
and
in
there
bags.
weren't like rats running around like chewing at in New York, they have the trash out on the streets like that sometimes, and you'll see just like fucking rats tearing holes in it and shit. You didn't see that.
Yeah.
No homeless people.
Nikki made a friend at a bar.
I did. Oh yeah. Yeah, he was interesting.
This guy comes in all drunk to this. We didn't know it was a gay bar. Like, we don't really care, whatever, And so we sit down, and this guy comes in, and we're just getting our first drink, and he's just being kind of obnoxious. He's an older guy. Where do you think he was from? Did he say?
I want to say he was Australian, but I'm not 1,000%. He did have an accent, but it seemed Australian.
Yeah. So then I look at him, and he's like right on fucking Nikki's shoulder, like all up in her shit. And I was like, "Are you fucked up or what?" And he was like, "Of course I'm fucked up. What else do you expect me to say?"
Well, he wasn't lying.
He wasn't lying. Oh my God.
He was fucked up.
I should do a video for this podcast and add his picture, because I did have to take a picture of him and Nikki.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm looking at him like, what the hell? And then on our flight back to Hong Kong, we met some cool people. Amber thought she was switching her seat. She thought she was switching her seat for the long haul flight, but she switched her seat for the shorter flight. And the whole time I was fucking with her, I was like, I'm not fucking talking to whoever sits next to me. Well, it turned out it was a nice older man, Dean.
Dean?
Yes.
And Aiden was my partner.
And Aiden sat next to Amber. Aiden was from Australia. He was from Canada via Australia, blah, 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 whatever.
Going back and forth.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the stewardess cut them off, by the way. Oh, because you guys, just so you know, when you're flying like that and you fly, we were on Cathay Pacific, you can drink. And it's included.
Well, I had pulled out some of the bottles that I had in my duffel bag.
I know you did.
but the bitch wouldn't give us any more Kahlua or Bailey's, whatever the fuck.
For the people that don't have any liquor on them, you get free drinks on the plane. Dean next to me probably had 10 fucking beers on our flight. Yeah. So anyway, Dean was one of the architects that built the fucking airport in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And then when I said, "Oh yeah, we stayed here the first night when we were flying through," I said we stayed at the Sky City Marriott. He goes, "Oh, I was the architect on that project too." And I was like, "Oh, okay, Dean, you go, sir."
Yep.
Yeah. So he was very nice.
Aiden did. I don't know if you saw my story, but he sent me a picture of his fridge with my sticker.
Oh, I did not see it.
Yeah, and I told him, send me your address. I'll send you some small town ones, because Dean kept the small town one.
Yes, Dean.
We were running out of stickers.
Amber had the forethought to bring stickers, and so we put stickers up in
Hong Kong, Bali.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Everywhere we could. Yeah. Everywhere we could. There might be one in some bathrooms in Bali, and there might be one in some electrical panels in Ubud. And as we were driving by, I was like, oh, there's a fresh one. We should have put it right there.
Right.
No one had done anything to it yet.
But Nikki didn't. And I still have like a ton of stickers too.
I do too.
Yeah. So we kind of failed on that one.
Yeah.
Mexico, here we come.
Yeah, here
Watch
we come.
out. Worldwide.
Yep. Worldwide, bitches.
All right. Well, anything else you want to add for
No,
for
I just want to
reminiscing?
say if anyone has any questions about traveling, and I did have people reach out to me, actually 2 people that I know that one person, my friend Debbie, is going to Bali in June. She's going to be using Kodak for her driver.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think she's going to go early and stay in Uluwatu, as a matter of fact.
Ooh.
Yeah, because she was going to go early and stay in Australia, I think she said when we were talking about it. But now she's like, I don't think I want to go to Australia. She goes, I think I just would rather go and stay in Bali a couple days early. I said, go to Uluwatu. You'll love it.
Yeah.
So that's where she's going to go. So I think Kodak is going to pick her up. And then I have a couple of other people that are getting married and they want to go there on their honeymoon. Two separate people.
Okay.
So I will let them know if anyone else has any questions or what we did, where we stayed. I think on the Bali thing on Facebook, someone asked me too, and I like broke down all the places we stayed and the things we did. So if anyone has any questions or dude, even help, I'm willing to help people find flights. I'm so about getting out of your comfort zone, getting out of your city and checking out the world. Not just the United States, the world. There's beautiful things to see in the United States, but man, if you leave the United States and just check out some shit that's going on in other places in the world, you would be amazed at the beauty that is out there.
I think we need to look into Madagascar?
Madagascar,
Zanzibar.
I want to go to Morocco. I want to go to Turkey. Like, I have lists of places I want to go. So,
I think we need to rob a bank.
Okay. You didn't hear that.
Oh my gosh, that would be funny, but not funny.
Yeah, you didn't hear that here.
Yeah.
Kids.
All right. Well, with that, let's wrap this up and have a wonderful evening. We'll have to drop this one like ASAP.
Yes, this should be tomorrow.
Thanks, Nikki.
Yeah, you're welcome. Roger that.
Roger that.